All right, so a waste slab. Let's say like this is your project and it is, you know, as unfired piece, so you're working on it, it's still, it's, you know, okay, it's a little fragile. Well, you know, getting this to bone dry and then transferring it into the kiln, this is super fragile. If we were in the studio, we would be using just kind of like a scrap of kiln shelf to put it on before it was fired at like a more usable, repairable stage. Since we're not in the studio right now, we can't do that. And so you need to make what's called a waste slab. And that's literally a slab that is kind of wasted clay, right? Because you're not going to be able to reclaim it. I'll use it for other things. So basically what I've done is I've thrown out a slab here and I've kept it fairly thick. So if you look at this, it is about thumb thickness because as it dries, that keeps it from being too brittle. And so I'd roll that out and I would let it dry so that it was no longer sticky. Make sure it's level because you don't want irregularities that's going to change the shape of the bottom of this. And then once your pieces are like leather hard, they're not going to stick to each other. You're going to really carefully transfer it onto your waste slab. So this one is, you know, would be really tricky to do. If it's in multiple pieces, maximize the space that you have available and then cut away what you don't need because again, you know, if I don't need all of this, this is clay that I can then use again, right? So, you know, don't go too close to the edges because you want to make sure that there's kind of some padding, so to speak, but trim away the excess and then this becomes your waste slab. So that way when you bring it to school, it's already on something that I can lift and put into the kiln. Because you can see it's still flexible, when I pick it up, it will flex this. So my recommendation is to put this on something like a wooden board or whatnot, right? So that I can pick this board up without flexing this. Now put plastic down first so that it will not dry out. All right, so I'm gonna put plastic down. I really ideally would do this first. I would put my plastic on my board, I would put my waste slab down, then I would put my piece on, trim it, and then I could cover the whole thing with a new sheet of plastic or new piece. And let's see, finally, I think that's it.